right, Chair Fidrich, we are all set. It's yours.
Okay, so I am calling the meeting to order. So let's first start with the roll call.
Okay. Commissioner Bites.
Here.
Commissioner Doherty.
Here.
Commissioner Shibashi.
Here.
Let's see. Vice Chair Abraham
Here.
and Chair Fidrich
Here.
and Commissioner Mitchell and Teeter have excused absence.
Thank you. Okay, the next, let's go to the minutes from the last meeting, which was on March 3rd. Do I have a motion to approve last month's meetings minutes?
I would like to move to that we approve the last month's minutes. Never mind. The minutes should be approved.
I
second it.
I'll get a roll call for this. Commissioner Bites.
Approve.
Commissioner Doherty.
Yes.
Commissioner Shibashi.
I will abstain since I was not in attendance.
Okay, thank you. Vice Chair Abraham
Approved.
and Chair Fidrich.
Approved, thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, I want to ask if we have any presentations or oral requests tonight.
There are no presentations and no oral request.
Okay, so we'll mark those off. And next, we're going to go to unfinished business. Last month, we talked about the Youth Commission and collaboration. And I believe when we left, Natasha, correct me if I'm wrong, we were talking about a health and wellness week, which is happening this week. And I believe we were going to talk about the activities the Youth Commission was doing this week around health and wellness. Am I correct in that?
That was where we left it. And we left the special events chair, Abraham, to meet up with the youth commissioners. And in between that time, Bob Straczynski, our acting parks supervisor, came to me with an idea, which then I kind of shared with them as a great opportunity for them as a way for you guys to collaborate and allow for the two commissions to have more time. And so Commissioner Abraham can report out on the work that they've done in the meantime. And then as a commission, you guys can decide how you can move forward to help support the event. It will be at the end of the month, so it'll be prior to our next meeting.
Okay. Just go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Bob, did you have something you want to say?
No, I go ahead. I wanted to move it over to you.
Okay, so yeah, Bob and I will be happy to give an update on the event. Our hope is that it is a joint commission event, and it's going to be a week long. So from Earth Day to Arbor Day, and we're calling it, I believe, the Earth Day, Arbor Day family, was it scavenger hunt or yeah?
Scavenger hunt.
The concept is that we want to keep everything in downtown. So Bob and I met and we took some pictures of some amazing trees that we have in the downtown area, as well as some, known landmarks. And Julie was very nice enough to put together a map. And so it's basically a matching game. So they're going to look at the image, look at the map, and put letters to the images. And, it's a virtual event. So all of the material is going to be online. You could either do it from your phone, or our hope is that you could print it and do it that way. The one thing I really wanted to bring up today is that we're hoping to be able to provide some sort of prizes, maybe for the first 20 families, that match everything right. And of course, once you match everything up, you're going to email it. So someone will verify it. I don't know if we've completely hashed out that portion yet, but someone will verify it. So awesome, wonderful. I assume that's you, Natasha, so thank you. So yes, Julie put together this map, and below are the items that we actually selected. So our hope is that, we're trying to gather some funds to be able to provide prizes for the first few winners. And I know that Natasha, you had reached out to Rotary, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So I did reach out to Bob Carlson with the Campbell Rotary Corps. Can you guys see this Earth Day one? No, not yet. Let me switch the screen real quick. And so they were also willing to provide some funding so this is kind of, is this the image for like social media and stuff, Laraz?
Yeah, that's going to be our flyer. So that's what
Okay.
we're hoping to put. So we're going to market it through all the normal channels. And then my concept is try to reach out through social media to all of the local family groups, like Silicon Valley Toddler, and then hopefully the Water Tower and some of our local groups as well.
So yes, the Rotary Community, Campbell Rotary Community Corps was willing to provide some funding to help with prizes with the Campbell Creamery. So we are working on that too.
And I know that my company also is happy to pitch in. So it was very simple. It's a very nominal amount. So if anybody has a company who have very easy giving opportunities, and you might want to pitch in that way, we're absolutely open to it because it increases the amount of coupons or gift cards. We're hoping that this is going to stimulate some people going to downtown, purchasing at our local businesses, and just hanging out. So
That sounds great. That sounds like a lot of fun. Good job.
Yeah, it's been a fun event. We're hoping that we can do it every year and potentially now start. We start in downtown. Maybe next year we take it to Campbell Park, and year after that we take it to another Campbell Park, and expand on the event a little bit every year. Bob, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
I think you did a really nice summary there. There is a technological aspect to this, getting some of this data onto a phone, and that would be something that would be important. And I know that Julie's been working on that. And other than that, I feel pretty confident it's going to come together. That digital part, I'm not sure about. Luckily, Julie feels very confident she can take care of that. And that's really about it.
I guess my one question, maybe this is to you, Natasha, is should we say somewhere on the flyer that this is a joint event between Youth Commission and Parks and Rec?
Yeah, at the top, it could be, co-hosted with the Parks and Rec Commission and the Campbell Youth Commission would be a good thing. They have an Instagram, I'm fairly certain, so they can share it through that. And so I think today, Commissioner Abraham is kind of pointing out to the other commissioners of the Park and Rec Commission is how they can participate and what help you need from them, so that the Youth Commission can feel supported. And if it's each of you taking a day and people, being, maybe identifying a certain time to turn in the bingo card at the creamery, and it's a 1 hour per day, and each commissioner takes a day as being there to be like the host sponsor at the creamery and know how many that we're using. I don't know if you guys have had an opportunity to talk to the business and the manager and see if there can just be like a running tab and it's paid for at the end of the week and that kind of thing. Or and also probably some identification as to what exactly it is. Is it a single scoop on a cone, and having some parameters for the price would be helpful so that it's consistent.
Yeah. So I don't think we've talked exactly about how we're going to work out the whole week and who's going to be responsible for what. So that's something that we could definitely come back to the commission on, maybe through an email. But I think our concept was to just have monetary vouchers. What Julie had thought is that this would really, you'd get your voucher after you were done. So you probably couldn't get your ice cream or something the day that you're there, but maybe afterwards we can, verify, that they matched everything up and we send them a voucher and they could, enjoy it whenever they please, basically.
Perfect. Yeah. So I would just outline the rules so it's clear for people to understand what that process looks like. And so with, the commissioners here, if you're maybe just today is finding out this event is like the 22nd through the 30th, and who has availability during that time if help is needed, and those kinds of things, just so you know who to call, because we wouldn't be able to have another meeting in between.
Just to be clear, it's April 22nd and 23rd, Natasha?
Yeah, I think it's through the 30th. Isn't that correct? Commissioner?
Yeah,
Abraham?
it's through the 30th. It's from Earth Day all the way to Arbor Day.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, and so, I mean, we normally do a big Arbor Day kind of celebration. So this is in lieu of being able to have a large gathering, that we're kind of just trying to celebrate Arbor Day and also connect people in the community and the different trees.
Any thoughts, questions by any of the commissioners? Again, I think that's great. I mean, for a short time period to turn that around, that's sounds like a lot of fun. So, and free ice cream. Everybody's going to jump in for free ice cream. That's
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
Yeah, if I have to volunteer to work at the creamery, I'm not too heartbroken about that.
Great. Hey, just so I'm clear, so the action items, is there any action items for this group? Just so
Yeah,
we're
I
clear.
guess like Natasha mentioned, if we do decide to have some sort of representative, either from the Youth Commission or Parks and Rec there, for maybe we say, okay, you could do this through this time during the day. Would anybody be available to volunteer during that week?
Yeah, I should be. I mean, it's right now it looks open at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can be pretty flexible. It might be nice to have both a youth commissioner and a Parks and Rec commissioner there at the same time for kind of commingling, if you will.
And Commissioner Abraham, maybe it's just simply for prize pickup, right? So the creamery, maybe there's a way to leave contact information, and then we can just reach out to them and say, commissioners from the commission, from both Park and Rec and Campbell Youth Commission, will be at the Campbell Creamery to provide you with your prize for participation. And maybe it's something as simple as that.
Okay. Anything else on this one? Awesome. Sounds great. Good job. Okay, so I'm going to move it on then to the, we have new business. I don't know if we have any new business on our agenda tonight. So that's a pretty easy one. So next we'll move to committee reports. We have Parks and Creek. Chair Teeter is on vacation. Actually, I'm on vacation in Oregon this week myself, so I did not have a chance to make it out to the parks. So Chair Doherty, anything that you have to add to the Parks or Recs?
No, I checked out a couple of the parks this past month, and everything seems to be going fine.
Okay,
So,
I have something to add to parks and to the parks.
please. Go ahead, you're on a roll tonight.
Yeah, sorry. So everybody knows that Stojanovic is my neighborhood park, and we all know that all Campbell parks are now dog friendly, and there has been I know a significant amount of dog excrement left behind. I mean, that's just kind of the problem with having dogs that are also parks that are also dog friendly. But the major problem is not that. The major problem is that every day at around 6 o'clock, we have a full-on dog party that happens at that dog with like 7 or 8 dogs off leash running all over the park. Usually at that point, the parents and the kids have to either segregate themselves on top of the play area or off to the sandy area. And a few days ago when we were there's some interactions with dogs and kids. So this might be an agenda item for a next meeting, but Natasha, I know that Todd had mentioned putting something on the agenda to address park size in relation to park dog friendliness.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a challenging situation, because even if we were to update the ordinance, it becomes an enforcement issue, and how to truly enforce dogs allowed, dogs not allowed, dogs on leash, dogs not on leash. I am going to encourage you to use the non-emergency line when dogs are off leash, mainly because that is a tracking system for the city as far as complaints and issues that arise. Whether or not they respond, is whether or not an officer is available, but it still provides a tracking system. So like calls for service get noted. And so if it becomes an issue where it's impeding on children's playability within a park, that becomes a problem. And I think that's okay to call in and cite and acknowledge that, I'm not looking, if an officer can come out, that would be great. I've asked these parents to please put their dogs on leash and they've ignored me. I now have to leave with my kids. That's an okay thing to call in. If it's people walking through the park when they're minding the rules and those kinds of things, it becomes challenging, but it comes down to an enforcement issue. And Bob, if you want to weigh in with your team, the teams just aren't there at 6 o'clock either. So, and people know that. So that becomes the other problem is we're not there. So.
Yeah, it's definitely the party time for the dogs at 6. It is. And honestly, it's cute to see, but part of it is a lot of people are just skirting the rules by leaving the leash on the dog, but just letting them run wild through the park. And personally, for me, I had dogs for a long time and I used to really want to go in that park. So it would be wonderful to see like a portion of the lawn, like gated for dogs. But I know that that's a huge commitment, monetary commitment, and we don't want to take that on. But I have encouraged parents to call the non-emergency line, so I will continue to do that.
Thank you for adding that. That's good to know. Okay. Next we have, I'm sorry, I have my paper agenda here tonight. So next we have Tree Committee, Chair Ishibashi. I'll let you start.
Gonna be quick. I'm not aware of any tree issues for the committee.
Okay. Members Abraham or Betts, anything else you want to add to that? Okay.
No.
All right, we'll move on. Then we have special events. Chair Abraham, back to you again.
Well, I think the special event, that we mentioned is an exciting one, but
Special event, yeah.
Yeah. The Heritage Theater is still doing the dance event. Correct, Natasha? It's a virtual.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am not aware of any other events.
Okay. I think we're done with all the committees then. So let's move to the staff reports. We'll start with Parks. And is Bob sitting in for Todd tonight?
Bob is here. Yeah.
Sitting in for Todd. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I do have a few things to report out on. You may notice this week that in downtown, where the parklets are, we placed some 24-inch box trees, and we're going on some of those trees being there for a year. And so to assist with the watering and the preservation of those trees, we've purchased some water gators. And basically it's a high quality plastic bag that you fill with water and has a metered drip to it so that the root ball of the plants stays moist as long as we can. We didn't really know how long those trees were going to be there, but we've added that this week as a feature to enhance the vigor of the trees and cut down on our labor. So that's moving forward. This April 30th is Arbor Day, National Arbor Day, and we are going to be doing a little bit different celebration. One of the aspects to keeping our Tree City USA certification is that we plant a tree on Arbor Day. So we're going to do at least one, possibly two, and the trees are going to be planted by the Youth Commission, and the Youth Commission are going to be making a video that we hope to post to social media, providing some instruction about what kind of tree it is, how did you plant it, what's great about it, those types of things. And it's a little bit unfortunate that Julie wasn't able to make it today because she's driving the majority of that, all the technology on the back end and orchestrating the youth commission to do their part, whatever they're going to bring to the planting demonstration. And that's going to be at the community center. It's scheduled for Friday, the 30th at 3:00. That's when the planting will be. We're not sure when the video will be posted because there may be some editing. And like I say, Julie is going to be handling that, and she's not in today. Is there any questions about that part?
No.
Okay. Just when we're talking about park maintenance, it's spring, everybody's got their water on. We had a main line break at Campbell Park. The main line was covered in concrete to keep it from moving. And of course, all the contractors are busy. So we rallied all the maintenance troops together and worked on that repair throughout the day. Until we had that repair done, there was no water at Campbell Park because of that. So welcome to spring for me. It's a little bit of my background there. We did have some jet mulch, which is 5R, delivered to Fisher Park and the community center's preschool playground. So those are nice and topped off for spring. And you guys may have noticed for yourselves that the irrigation is back on at the parks. We're being as diligent as we can with our water, both from a cost and a resource standpoint. But at some point, you definitely do have to turn the water back on. And I don't know what you folks have seen when you've done your walkthroughs. Commissioner Doherty, I didn't catch which park you were out at, but the picnic reservations have picked up. So that's very positive. And we've had a lot of encouragement, that's the word I'll use, from the community to get our basketball hoops installed at Campbell Park. So we finally went into orange tier, which allowed us to put those hoops back up. And they are up with new nets and people looking happy out there. And that's pretty much our maintenance report for today. Is there any questions?
Hey, Bob, are you going to cover the update of the all-inclusive park? Is that on this section? I'm not.
I wasn't asked to do that. I can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, just love to hear how it's going and everything's on track.
Everything is on track. We have a really good contractor out there who's very knowledgeable. They're still building the foundation, and that takes the most time because they have to get that part all correct. And we've been working out there every day. I think they missed one day because of rain, and that was it. As far as I know, we're on schedule. I haven't heard anything different, and we're excited about that coming on board. Yeah.
Is the scheduled completion date, is that the end of June? Am I correct in that assumption?
I would be honest with you, I'd have to double check.
Okay, just wondering.
It
I'm
sounds,
fairly certain it's August is
August,
for the grant. Yeah.
it's pretty, yeah. Thank you,
I
Natasha.
think they want June, but I think for the grant, it's August. I think they have a built-in buffer.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Any questions from anybody? Bob? Great. Hey, Bob, thank you for your time as always.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I think, Natasha, you're up next.
Yes.
We have.
All right. So hopefully all of you guys got our mailer in the mail announcing our summer reg and our activity guide. So now that things are changing, we'll hopefully be printing and mailing the activity guides again. But because of all the changes and they happen so quickly, we decided to stick with online activity guide for one more season. So that is available online. Our registration will begin next Tuesday. So summer programming and our preschool registration for next school year will all take place. For Campbell residents, it'll start on Tuesday, and for non-residents, it starts on Wednesday. The county is kind of deferring to the state, and the state is kind of deferring to the public health department as far as guidance and rules. And as soon as we kind of get caught up on them, they change them. And so we're constantly behind the 8 ball to kind of do that. And now the governor has announced a full reopening by June 15th. So our phones are very busy with people calling, asking about rental places and having parties. As Bob mentioned, our picnic rentals are picking up immensely. As soon as as of April 15th, the 3 household rule goes away, which eliminates kind of those social gatherings where people were wanting to meet and we weren't allowing it because of the 3 households. So it will open things up for us. We're planning for first part of May to start allowing more things, even just memorial services and celebration of life type things for people. They haven't been able to have them. So we're looking forward to being able to accommodate some of those requests moving forward. And programming for the summer will look similar to what it was like last summer, still sticking to the cohorts as of right now until they release new guidance on those things. But hopefully it'll be a little bit more relaxed and we can add more children into the groups. But I'm assuming masks will still be in place for most of our programs this summer. The Historical Museum continues their History at Home for Friday events. And on Friday, April 23rd, they have a presentation by Julie DeVere, who's the Director of Historic Collections and an author about the Filoli family home and historic garden. It's in Los Altos area. So that will be happening. And then the Membership Monday event, it's the real story of the Donner Party. And that will be on Monday, May 3rd. It's free to museum members, and then there's a nominal charge if you're a non-member for that. So those are some of the things. The dance thing at the theater was a virtual event that was in March. It was a Rhythm of the Dance. And we don't have any current virtual things going on at the theater, but live audience will be allowed after the April 15th deadline kind of thing that they have. So we're working towards allowing rentals, and then we still have 2 shows. We have Leanne Rhymes and Jake Shimabukuro, who were under contract prior to COVID, and both of those concerts weren't allowed to happen. So we'll be looking to rebook both of those in the end of this year or early next year. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Natasha, I have one question. I know in the past, the city has gotten some money from the fields being rented on Saturdays and Sundays in the fall. Do you anticipate, I hate to call it back to normal, but those leagues kind of starting again so we can get some revenue?
Yeah, so league play, there's some leagues that are interested in coming back. And we've had new users come online who are looking mainly because of space and the places that they currently play at. They need to expand out more, and those kinds of things. So we've had an uptick of things. I'm anticipating, some of the regulars who operate in the fall will be back online. Yes, okay. At the capacity that they were before, probably not. I don't know if we'll be able to run 4 fields with guests. We have been very conservative in our revenue projections, and even at mid-year we're very conservative in some of our program areas, and they're doing so well now, and so they've exceeded what we had thought. So it's just really hard to anticipate. And if we, for some unfortunate reason, if there's another variant that comes and we go back to a shutdown, it's hard to navigate. So we're trying to be really conservative as we go forward with the budget.
Understand. Great. Anybody else have questions? No? Okay, well, thank you very much, Natasha. We're on a roll tonight. Okay, I think next we have for the good of the game. Anybody want to start?
Oh, let's see. I'll start. I just wanted to give my heads up or a thumbs up to the Public Works crew for getting the fields ready out at John D. Morgan for not just my son, but it is very much appreciated. So thank you very much.
Question, can you tell me a little bit more about what you mean with that? Are you
the softball fields, some of the teams practice out there, and they got the fields all kind of squared up in nice shape. So thanks. So
Okay, you're very
kudos to you
welcome.
guys.
Yeah, I'll pass it on.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else want to add anything?
I'd like to come on, talk about JD Morgan for a minute. Is that okay?
Go ahead, Frank, you got it.
I've been there several times. I've noticed the dogs out in the grass area. Most of them seem to be on leash. There's a few where they're playing games with presumably their owners. Not too much out of control that way, but it's probably an area to keep an eye on also. The other thing that I noticed is that at least one time when I was there, there was that same dog issue that was observed earlier, but it hasn't been as bad at all lately. That's it.
Thank you. Anybody else tonight? I'll just jump in real quick. So Natasha mentioned the activities guide. My wife and I took a look at it last night as we're trying to figure out our camp stuff for the summer. And I just want to say, I thought it was a very nice mix of live and virtual offerings inside, because we're not quite sure what we want to do, probably a combination of both for our kids. So it's nice to see that there are a lot of both different ways offered inside the magazine or the issue. So very nice. So, okay. Well, I think that's about it. Anybody, did we miss anything else? So that's it for the night. I have our next meeting here for May 5th. And I guess I will adjourn the meeting tonight as one of our fastest meetings ever. So thanks everybody for your time tonight.